Does your leg feel heavy after your stroke? It can make it hard to get in and out of bed or the bathtub, to put on pants, and of course to walk safely and confidently. We don't understand exactly why this happens, but we do have some ideas. There is some research that suggests that it's closely related to neurofatigue. You may also experience sensation changes that result in difficulty sensing touch, pressure, or you have tingling and numbness, which can cause a limb to feel heavy. The affected muscles don't activate and contract in the way that they should, which means that you may experience one-sided weakness or even full paralysis. And when you're experiencing having dead weight on one side, it can make that arm or leg feel really heavy. You may experience high muscle tone or spasticity, which means that there's increased muscle tension, leading to tightness and stiffness of those muscles, which can result in a heavy feeling. And your brain may have trouble interpreting where your body is in space. This is called proprioception, and it can lead to that side of your body feeling odd and heavy. So let me show you some exercises that can help to reduce that heavy leg feeling and get you back to walking more safely and confidently. Exercise 1 is hip flexion. A heavy leg can make it really difficult to lift the leg up, which directly impacts your ability to walk. And the hip flexors are the muscles that help us to raise the leg up, and that's why we've got to focus on them. Now, specifically, we're not going to be focused on building strength. We want to be focused on building brain-body connections. And this means that instead of doing a specific amount of repetitions or sets, you just want to try to get as many repetitions as you comfortably can. Neuroplastic changes take hundreds, if not thousands, of repetitions in order to be created. However, if you need a guideline, I would say at minimum, you need to be aiming for 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions every single day. Of course, always check with your therapist or doctor before starting any new exercise routine. Now, I've got 3 different modifications to show you for this exercise, and the first is to do it in side lying. These all depend on where you're at in your recovery process. This may be too easy for some of you, but it may be just right for others. So let me show you. We're gonna get in a side lying position with the affected leg on top. What you wanna do, you can keep your knee bent, but you wanna bring that leg forward and then try to push it back. Bring it forward, try to push it back. This is something that you can easily do on your couch or your bed at home. You don't have to be in a therapy gym on a therapy mat to be able to do this. Let's go ahead and do 5 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great job. Let's move on to the second modification, which is laying on our back. And what you're gonna do this time, this is my affected leg. This time, I'm kind of switching it around just to be able to show you. You wanna keep your knee bent, but you wanna try to raise your leg up and bring it towards your tummy. Then bring it back down. You're hinging at your hip. Remember, we're focused on those hip flexors. Bring it back down. If you need to use your unaffected hand to kind of help, you can. Otherwise, try to do it actively. Let's do 5 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Let's move on to the last modification, which is actually where you're gonna be straightening the leg out. This is gonna be the hardest version of this exercise. You're gonna try to keep your knee straight, lift it directly off of the surface, raise it up high as you can. You're hinging at your hip, and you're gonna slowly lower and bring it back down. Raise it up, keeping the knee straight, slowly lower back down. Let's go ahead and try 5 together. So raise up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Let's move on to exercise number 2. So exercise number 2 is focused on hip extension. And this is being able to bring the leg back behind you. When we walk, we have to have some level of hip extension in order to be able to take steps successfully. Again, I've got 3 different modifications for you, so let me go ahead and show you the first one. We're gonna get in side lying again. This time, I'm gonna turn so that my back is facing you. Affected leg is on top, but this time, you can keep your knee bent, but you wanna try to bring that leg back behind you and forward. behind you, and forward. We're taking the effects of gravity, not completely out of the equation, but we are limiting it by doing this in side lying. Let's do 5 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic job. Now for the second modification, we're gonna lay on our tummies. Again, these are exercises that can be done on your bed or the couch. You don't have to go anywhere special. Now for this one, this is my affected leg this time. What you're gonna do is bend up your leg and you're gonna try to raise that leg up to the ceiling and back down. Up to the ceiling and back down. You're gonna feel the back of your leg working. You're gonna feel your glute working. Let's try 5 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice job. Relax that leg down. The last modification I have for you is, of course, the hardest. We save the hardest for last. But this is where you're gonna keep your legs straight, raise it up, slowly lower. And again, this is hardest because we are fighting gravity quite a bit with this one, and we're doing the length of the whole leg, which makes it much more difficult. So let's go ahead and try 5 together. Keeping the leg as straight as you can. Here we go. Raise up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. 5. Nice job. Let's move on to exercise 3. Exercise 3 is knee flexion. Now, walking requires some degree of knee flexion or bending in order to be able to lift the lower part of the leg and the foot to clear the ground. So I've got, again, 3 different modifications for this exercise. Let me show you the first. We're again gonna get into a side lying position so you can lay down on your bed or your couch. Now for this one, you're gonna try to start with a straight knee and then bend your knee up, bring it forward, and then try to straighten the knee. Let's do 5 together. Bend the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great job. The second modification is to lay on our back. So let's get in position. Now, this is my affected leg this time. And what you wanna do is start from a straight leg position, and then you are going to bend the knee, bringing that foot as close to your booty as you can, and then pushing it back out. Let me show you one more time. So you're bending the knee, bringing that heel back to you as far as you can, and then straightening it back out. Let's go ahead and do 5. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Fantastic job. Now, if you need, you can always grab a washcloth or a towel, put it under your foot if you need a little extra assistance sliding that foot. All right, for the third modification, the last modification, we're gonna come up to sitting and we're going to practice our knee flexion this way. Now for our seated knee flexion, you're gonna have your foot flat on the floor and you're gonna try to bend your knee, bringing that heel back as far as you can, pushing it forward, bringing it back. Let's do 5 together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice job. So there you have it. 3 simple exercises to help reduce that heavy leg feeling so that you can get back to walking with better safety and more confidence. And if you experience neurofatigue, make sure that you check out this video to learn more about it and, more importantly, ways that you can treat it. And a huge thank you to all of the donors who make videos like this possible, with a special thanks to Heather G, Ryan D, and Modus Nova in our Empowerer tier on Patreon. And I'll leave links down in the description if you want to find out ways to support Post-Stroke as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like for the video, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.